Hey guys, it's Amber, and I just wanted to share some insight onto how I've been organizing my inks and stamps. So I took Laura Wanzik's Stamp Your Story class with Ali Edwards like a month or so ago, and I, at that time, was inspired to create ink swatches. Honestly, I didn't even realize how much ink I had. A lot of them are mini cubes, or like it just seems to add up quicker than you realize. But man, have I found this to be really helpful to be able to like distinguish the colors so much easier. So what made this really something that I finally decided to do is someone suggested just using 6x8 page protectors with the 2x2 pockets, and it was like, oh my gosh, that's so obvious. So I picked the biggest solid stamp that I could find that was also kind of fun. So I chose this heart from this love kit. And so I've got my pinks and purples, oranges, yellows, greens, blues. And then on the back here, I have grays, browns, and blacks. And then I did 2 white colors on black as well. Now my next step was to consider organizing my, well, sorry, not organizing my stamps, creating stamps on paper templates here so that I can kind of see what I have. So even though my stamps are organized fairly well by theme, which I have a whole video about, it, I'm definitely starting to get to the point now where even though I try not to keep very many, I'm forgetting what I have. So I created a few pages here that I'm going to show you. So like this one is geotags. And so I have really simple descriptions, but they'll help me track down which stamp they are. So like, for example, in the beginning, I have travel because travel is my favorite. This whole thing here that I have, if you can see it on camera, is all travel, but now it'll help me know which types I have and where. So I've got my geotags. I have adventure. So I have tons of travel, but adventure is one word that really sticks out everywhere. And I kind of wish now that I had stamped in different colors so this looked a little less chaotic. It's almost to the point now where it's like too much to be able to decide, but it's kind of amazing, especially when you start to consider like this is Weekend Adventures and it's from a July Stories by the Month kit. I might not remember to go back and look at that, you know, or I have like Adventure Time on a Disney planner kit from Kelly Perky. So here's my adventure number 2. I lined these up in a row so I can decide which one I want. So this is like from Travel Kit, this is from like an outdoor set. These are all from the actual Adventure Story kit itself. And then I have, you know, from the Wild, I have a Hello Adventure, the story of a wild adventure, or Blessed are the curious, for they will have adventures. So just tons of options. And then here is Adventure 3. So again, here I have Ready for Adventure of Any Kind. That's from a March Stories by the Month kit. This is from a December Stories by the Month kit. I have one that says Spring Break, Love These Adventures, Loving Autumn Adventures, Backyard Adventures. Just this, I think this is really going to help me. So then I, with my travel things, there's so many ways you could keep breaking everything down, but I picked Explore and Vacation as 2 others to focus on. Then I started identifying the fact that I had quite a few cameras on different sets, more than I even realized that I had, because there's always kind of like one included in different places. So I've got cameras. Here I have hearts. Again, they're scattered throughout so many kits, it would be really hard to figure out what you had. So here I've got hearts 1, and then the beginning of hearts number 2. Stars. So I've got stars 1 and 2. And it's funny how you forget what you have. Like, these are obviously stars. They're from a December daily kit. They're not the first place I would have gone to look for stars. So I've got stars 1 and stars 2. Then I decided to create some monthly stamps. So even though I organize my 3x4 Stories by the Month kits all together, this way I can distinguish, you know, like I can figure out that this is my January 2019, this is the January 2018, and then these very large ones are from a very old Heidi Swap set that I'm so glad that I have. And then here I decided to finally start doing it in color a little bit. So I kind of color coded ones from like 2020 and 2021. So I've got, and then I left some room, January, February. I've got March, April, May. Here I included some Mother's Day themed things as well. Then here I needed some more paper, so I ended up cutting them in half for now. I can always expand. I've got June and July, and you can see how the ones that always say June looks like this, July looks like this, or June memory, July memory is how they're kind of color coded, so I can quickly view them. August and September. We have October and November. I did consider making a Halloween set, but I have such limited stamps, it's not very hard to find them. Here I did create December though, and I was ashamed because I started getting a little smeary, even though I thought I was letting things dry. But it was so much cleaning of the stamps that things just started to get a little smeary. But so many different types of the word December because of December Daily. So I wanted to get all those down. And then here I created, this was inspired by several people that I saw, a number set. So all the different types, and like again, this is from a December Daily kit. This is from the list kit. This is from Week in the Life. That's from a Day in the Life. That's from One Little Word. Here I've got more numbers. And the third set of numbers. This was actually a whole stamp that I just put down all in one shot and didn't feel like figuring out the order. And then I created seasons because they can be really scattered. I did a winter, spring, summer, and fall. And there's quite a few more that could go on here, like there's growing themed things, but just tried to stick with like ones that really stuck out. The summer was one that really had quite a few options, especially from Kelly Perky. So I've got summer 1 and 2 here, lots of sunshines. We've got fall. This was a 2-layer stamp, so I created it with some color. And then in the back I have my, hi Nugget, come here. I have my alcohol inks swatched as well, but they're something that I will use a lot less often. So I moved them to the back instead of keeping them with my ink swatches. So just created it. I cannot really tell you from experience yet that it works. But I'm hoping that it will be a really nice guide to make things a little easier. When I was creating my Jamaica travel album, I was finding myself looking through all of my travel stamps, trying to find things, and something like this would have been really helpful for me to have. So I'm excited to see how it works, and hopefully it inspires you to maybe take a deeper look at your stamps. What I did find, especially, is that it really shows you some things that you just don't expect to be on there. Like I considered making a food one because, you know, there's food themed stuff on December Daily. But so far I haven't made any yet. So thanks so much for watching.